Hey mba661 students, welcome to week 6. One more week to go after this. Yay! All right, this week we're studying digital marketing, and instead of having a series of PowerPoints, I wanted to walk you through some things that maybe are maybe a little bit dicey in this particular module. So one of the things I want you to know is, first of all, there's some rereading in the book. In chapter 16 through 19, there is a chapter in there on digital marketing, so make sure you hit that. But also pick up these 3 different readings right here. They're very good, and they're specific to digital marketing. One of the things I want to go through just fairly quickly is this RACE framework. So let's see. Oh, it's right here. Wrong one. Here we go. All right. So this is the Plan, Reach, Act, Convert, and Engage framework that's used quite a bit in digital marketing. And it's pretty good. If you get a chance, go through. I strongly encourage you to read this, because I want you to think about this framework in regards to how you're going to market for your client organization that you've selected. So make sure you check this out. It goes through a pretty good level of detail about how to use this framework, and gives you quite a bit of guidance, actually. So you can feel free as well to cite this if you're going to use it. Just cite it as a website. So make sure you're reading that. That'll help you out when you're developing your marketing plan which is due in week 7. All right, so check that out. The other thing, let's see, let's come back over here. Your assignment for this week, the project assignment, has to do with digital marketing strategy. So make sure you're going to do a social media audit. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but I'm going to show you how to do it. And you may have to ask some questions of the organization that you're working with to get permission, or let me see if I can make this a little. I guess I can. It's about as good as I can make in terms of big. But you may have to get some permission to use some of their data. But what I want you to do is do this audit, and I'll show you how to pull the audit up. And do your best to go out and find some industry standards. I'll give you some pointers on where you can find that. Get some industry standards to compare yourselves against, compare your client organization against. And then start writing about why is your firm successful or unsuccessful in social media. And I'll provide a template for you to use there in terms of writing. And what would you recommend to the organization for improvements in terms of process and performance? And frankly, some of that improvement might be to do an audit. Okay. But remember, your marketing plan is not telling them how good they're doing currently, but what they need to do moving forward in terms of their marketing. And so doing a social media audit might be one of those things that they're going to have to do. Knowing the industry standards might be one of those things they have to do. All right, so let me show you how to get to the social media audit. You click on the link. I'm sorry my cursor isn't showing up. I haven't figured out how to turn that thing on. So when you click on the link, you get to this, okay? And after done working, you want to download this. So you go to File, go to File, and you go to Download, and you select Microsoft Excel if that's what you got. I'm sure it probably is. Then you're going to download that to a location on your own drive. And then once you get it downloaded, it's going to look like, let's see if I can turn it on here. Let's see, it's going to look like, where's that? There it is. It's going to look like this. Let me make that a little bit bigger. So here's the thing. There's a lot of data on here. Okay, there's a lot of stuff on here. And let me pull this up so I can be scrolling through a little bit easier. And I don't expect you to be able to fill out all this stuff. Okay, it's just there's too much data there to gather, and you don't have enough time. But what you do have enough time to do is this. Make sure that you're looking at their Facebook page, your client's Facebook page. This is a social media audit of your client. Okay, Take a look at their Facebook page. Take a look at their Instagram page. They got Twitter. Check it out. YouTube. Maybe they've got a LinkedIn account. Put the links to those here. Okay, I want to see the links for them there. Then I want you to find out their profile name. That's easy enough to figure out. Find out how many followers they have. Look at the date of the last activity. Check out how often they're posting. You can do all of this without having admin privileges to the account. You can just look at, the opening pages, say to YouTube, for example, or to Facebook, and it'll tell you how many people are followers. Fill in that information. Fill in as much as you can. The idea here is to gather as much intel as possible about that company. All right, so once you have that done, the other part of the assignment, let me shut that back off. The other part of the assignment is to, let me go back here, is to actually compare yourself or compare that company to an industry standard. Those are a little bit difficult to find because, well, let's put it this way. There's a lot of stuff out there on this, and it may be difficult to get through the weeds to find what you need. So I found one site that'll help you out, and you can type this into your own URL. But it's 11 marketing KPI reports from with industry-specific benchmarks. Pretty good stuff here. And what I'd like you to do is look there, or you can find your own sources, and start looking at all these industry standards. And this is like a collection of industry standards into. Sorry about my hands there; they're kind of weird. Industry standards into one URL location. So take a look at these and see what you can start figuring out about, hey, here's the industry standard for landing pages, depending on which industry that you're in. There's Google AdWords benchmarks based on, again, which industry that you're in. Email marketing benchmarks, who's in terms of opening and click-throughs on emails. Take a look at these industry standards. See if you can figure out, first of all, which industry you're in and which one of these you might pick as a KPI or a key performance indicator, a metric. Identify some metrics that you're going to recommend. And if you can, from your audit that you do, start comparing yourself to some of these. Okay. Okay. The other thing then that I wanted to hit was in our own business where I work, we measure, let me turn this on so you can see it. So we measure, one of the things that we measure is visits to our website, all right? So you can see this is like over the last year, we've been collecting this data out of Google Analytics. If you don't know Google Analytics, go learn it, okay? Just at least learn the basics. I have. It's pretty easy to follow. So I've divided this up over, this is like the last 14, 15 months, whatever. And you can see back in the, what we would call the pre-COVID days, up to about January 7th of last year or so, we had normal visitors to our website. These are new and returning, about 159 users a day. We shut down, like many companies in Michigan and throughout the U.S., around March the 20th. At that time, we shut off our advertising, our digital marketing, and you can see, boom, our users per day plummeted. Right? Plus, people were at home; they weren't looking for jobs. That's part of it too. Phase 3 is what we restarted. We turned back on our advertising, and then you can see it bounced back up between August 7th and the end of the year. This is Christmas. That low time there in late January is Christmas. Didn't do much advertising. People weren't visiting our site. They weren't interested. We started a brand new digital marketing campaign at the first of the year. This is what we call phase for our new year, 21, by the way. Sorry about that. January 9th, 21. And you can see the numbers popped right back up. But the concern is this. Check out that dotted dash line. That's the trend line starting to head down. Not sure why. Some of it probably has to do with people staying home with stimulus. Fourth wave here in Michigan, at least, people staying home. People getting extended unemployment benefits, staying home, not interested in jobs. So that may be part of it, but we're not assuming that. So we are switching up our digital marketing. Use charts like this. This is my point. Use charts like this to drive your decision making. Okay, I think that is it for now. Listen, don't forget about the things that are due this coming week. Again, we're next to the last week, week 7. I'll put some information out this week in week 6. about writing templates for your for your paper, your marketing plan, as well as a template for your presentation. So be looking for that as well. Listen, have yourself a great week, and remember, God is still on his throne. He's always been there, and he's always going to be.